that Mr. Wheaton has been involved in before his retirement at Tennessee State University. And of course, Mr. Wheaton, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Haney. It's a pleasure to be here today.
And to tell you, Mr. Wheaton, how delighted we are to have you. And we might say up front that I've known you for the last 30 years. But what we'd like to do this morning is to go back way beyond that. And perhaps not so far beyond, but to go back beyond that and to have you to talk about for the first segment here some of the things that were important in your background, your education, and where you came from, and that kind of information for about 5 or 6 minutes so that our audience can become familiar with you. And I'm sure that in doing so, I'll know some things about you that I don't know, and then we'll have that second segment to talk about coming to Tennessee State University and develop it from there. But let's start off by talking about your background, education, and some of the things that were important in bringing you here.
My wife would probably say it's a dangerous thing to ask me to tell you where I'm from. And the reason for that is that I'm from the country. I'm from Mississippi, the state of Mississippi. And if you don't know a lot about Mississippi, and you don't know a lot about the big town, you certainly don't know a lot about the country in Mississippi. But my home area is Jasper County. My post office was Mount Rose, Mississippi, and my community was a place called Baxter.
Baxter.
And Baxter was about 5 miles from Mount Rose, Mississippi, and about 10 miles from Newton, Mississippi. So if you don't know where Jackson, Meridian, Newton is, it'd be very difficult for me to make you know really where I'm from.
But you came from there, and
I really, I guess where you come from is not but so important in a way. It's interesting how I got to Tennessee State University. Being in the country, we did not have the best communication out there, so I didn't know a lot about many schools. I knew virtually nothing about Tennessee State. But I had to graduate from high school at Harris High School in Meridian, Mississippi. And I lived there with an uncle of mine for a year. And he had 2